Today on The Spot, we take you to hell with a preview of Dante's Inferno, kick it Old West styles with a demo of Lead and Gold, check out what's new this week on Xbox Live, and Sarju Shah stops in with a quick look at the DSi LL. Today on The Spot.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Today on the Spot for Thursday, December 10th. I'm Sophia Tong, and this is Brian Egbert, who has swapped seats with me.
I'm so proud to see you in the host seat.
You really just wanted to sit in that chair.
This is a much more comfortable chair.
Yeah.
Now I know why you always want to be in the co-host seat.
I know, I'll fight you for it next time.
I will fight, and
Okay.
I will scratch your eyes out.
Gotcha.
Okay.
All right, so we have a great show coming up next. We have our daily demo, Lead and Gold, and we're going to talk about the DSi, the extra large version. But first, let's check in with Tor for the latest headlines.
Hey everybody, it's your GameSpot news update for Thursday, December 10th. I'm Tor Thorson. Do you like movies about gladiators? No? Alright, how about games about Yakuza? Well good, because Sega has announced that Yakuza 3 is heading to the West. Already available in Japan, the PlayStation 3 exclusive will ship in March 2010 in North America, Europe, and Australia. Yakuza 3 is a direct sequel to the modern-day Yakuza 2 and not related to the spin-off Ryuga Gotoku Kenzan that took the franchise to Japan's Edo period in 2008. Yakuza 3 picks back up with a former gangster Kiryu Kazuma, who had abandoned Tokyo's underground to establish an orphanage in Okinawa in the end of the last game. Sega noted that Yakuza 3's Western release will maintain the original Japanese voiceover work with English subtitles, as it should be. Do you like tit-for-tat lawsuits? No? Well, too bad. Activision has countersued the ska pop group No Doubt after No Doubt sued Activision last month. What's the fuss about? Well, it seems the Gwen Stefani-fronted quartet took issue with the fact that its in-game incarnations could be used to play other bands' songs. It claims that their contract only covered 3 of its own songs. Activision claims that No Doubt was actually contractually obligated to do press interviews and give several band hero video shoutouts. Contractually obligated shoutouts? What's next, legally binding tweets? Well, that's it, your GameSpot news update for Thursday, December 10th. For more headlines like these, head on over to news.gamespot.com.
Thanks for that, Tor. Now let's go to our next segment of This Week on Xbox Live.
This week on Xbox Live. In the game demo category, we got a new demo for Guitar Hero Van Halen, featuring the music of Van Halen, Queen, Foo Fighters, Billy Idol, Lenny Kravitz, and more. You can test your skills on guitar, drums, vocals, and bass in an all-out jam session. The second demo available for download this week is Bayonetta. Enable the power of Witch Time, allowing players to slow down time, giving you the power to dodge opponents' strikes with ease. With guns strapped to your hands and feet, fight off endless enemies and battle it out to the end in Bayonetta. The last demo this week is Fairy Tail Fights, the hack-and-slash platformer from PlayLogic. Take advantage of forceful slicing to carve up enemies like pieces of meat, or just freeze them, burn them, or even melt them with acid in this all-out bloodfest. In the arcade section is Kicks Plus Plus. Inheriting the style of its renowned arcade title, Kicks Plus Plus allows you to take up the fight again in a variety of different ways. With customized weapon improvements, a technique-based scoring system, and events triggered by opening item containers, the evolution of the series is available for 800 Microsoft points. New this week in the Games on Demand section is Bolt. Join Penny and her superdog Bolt as they travel the globe on a dangerous mission to save Penny's dad from the evil Dr. Calico. Bolt is available to download for $19.99. The indie game section starts out with some holiday cheer in Johnny Platform Saves Christmas. Help Johnny save Christmas and make your way through 100 different levels using rolling skills, bombs, and even flaming Christmas puddings. Guardian is a defensive shooter game that has you blasting through waves of asteroids in order to save yourself and the Earth. Shifting gears into the add-on department, Need for Speed Shift has a new NFS Team Racing add-on where up to 6-player teams around the world compete against each other to prove who's the best. There's also a new add-on for the Saboteur. The Midnight Show add-on opens up 5 new brothel hiding spots for Sean in Paris. Remove the velvet ropes as you enter the VIP room where you'll be treated to 4 unique cinematics from the local burlesque girls. For the racing enthusiast, a new Hot Holidays car pack for Forza Motorsport 3 is also available. This pack contains 10 cars including the 2010 Ferrari 458 Italia and the 2010 Nissan GTR Spec V among others. New game videos worth downloading are a couple of trailers for Dante's Inferno and the Forza 3 Hot Holidays Car Pack trailer. That's all the time we have. Be sure to tune in every Thursday when we bring you the latest this week on Xbox Live.
Hey, we're back, and we've got a lot of DSs to show off, but more specifically, the DSiLL, which is known in Japan as
the Living Large.
Sure. And we're
The
joined.
Lorenzo Lamas.
Okay. But we're joined by Sarju Shah, our hardware editor, who's going to tell us all about this guy.
So basically, the LL, or the XL as it's going to be known here, is essentially the DSi but bigger.
Yes,
it has
is quite
larger
bigger.
screens, 4.2-inch screens compared to the I, which has like 3.2 and change. It's a decent amount larger. Like once you actually hold it in your hands,
Yeah.
it's gigantic. You just look at it and you're like, that's the DS.
This could fit on your lap, actually. It's like a mini netbook or something.
Yeah, we're approaching netbook size. In fact, we've got a DSi right next to it, so you can kind of get an idea of the size of the two
It
side
could
by
actually
side.
eat it, I think.
Yeah, it could eat it. It might take two or three bites, but it could do it.
Cart looks great on it, though.
It's actually really fun. The one thing I did notice is that it's almost a little bit harder to like look down at the bottom screen to figure out where the other racers are, because it's so big. But you could easily adjust that how far it is from you.
From
Figure that
yourself.
one out.
How is it holding it for long periods of time?
Not really a problem. It's really not that much heavier.
Okay.
Battery life is actually pretty nice out of it too. It's actually pretty much the same as the Lite. I don't know if you guys remember, but the
Lasts pretty
I,
long.
the I actually dropped in battery life because they had a smaller battery in there.
So when is it coming out, and how much is it going to cost?
So I think they mentioned Q1 2010, so anywhere between January and March, we'll see it in the US, and it's about $220 in Japan. So
We should be expecting somewhere
Yeah.
around the 200 range.
Yep.
Over 200. All right, well, thank you so much for stopping by. And now it's daily demo time. We have Lead and Gold coming up.
Hey everyone, Brian Eckberg here, talking about a game called Lead and Gold, Gangs of the Wild West. I'm joined by Fat Sharks, Martin Stormdahl, and you notice some familiar faces behind me. And to my right, we've got Giancarlo, Ricardo, and Gunnar from Fat Shark playing on one team. Behind me, we've got Kevin, Chris, and Sean playing on the other team. It's a Wild West online shooter, Lead and Gold. Martin, let's get into it.
Well, Lead and Gold is about team play. The main sort of word when we developed it was team play.
Okay.
We wanted to create a game that has sort of team play with objective-based sort of multiplayer.
Okay.
So you're doing things together rather than side by side sort of thing.
You're rewarded for staying together, right?
Yeah, we have an area buff system,
Okay.
which we call synergy effects.
Okay.
Which is when you're close to teammates, you get area healing, and you get an area buff, depending on what class you're playing. But we have a system which is when you go close to a friend and then move away, we have a timeout, so you don't have to actually stay together. You just have to reconnect at some times.
You mentioned character classes. We have somebody on the screen here. What character class are we playing here? And tell us about the other different character classes.
All right, here we have the deputy, which is sort of a mid-range archetype. He has a Winchester sort of rifle, a carbine, and a sidearm. His special ability is tagging,
Okay.
which is sort of a mix of Hunter's Mark and Wallhack.
Okay.
So you can tag an enemy, and then all your friends will see that.
See the outline?
Yeah, or an icon.
Okay.
And then they get damage bonus, and you get experience. We have a level system as well. You get experience for when someone kills that character.
Okay. Even if you had nothing to do with the kill, you tagged him.
You tagged him.
Okay.
It's sort of a controller class,
Right.
sort of directing fire to one enemy at a time.
Okay. Okay. It looks like we have a trapper up right now.
Yeah, we have the trapper. She has a very long buffalo rifle, which is more or less one shot, one kill. Very long range, but slow reload times as well.
Wow. That was a nice shot.
Yeah, and she also has traps. That's her special ability trait. Well, here's the gunslinger.
Okay.
Nice. That's sort of basic easy class to play. Not very complicated. It has just a revolver. The special ability of the gunslinger is fanning. So it's sort of a very fast way to shoot.
Okay.
You have no built-in limitation in the speed of your weapon. So it's, well, the faster you pull the trigger, the faster you shoot.
And who are we looking at here?
This is the blaster.
Okay.
He has a coach gun, which is a sawn-off shotgun. Very close range, very deadly at close range. And then he has a sidearm as well, which you can use on mid-range.
Right. All right, so I know we're getting close to the end of the demo, but tell me about the different areas that you play in. This is obviously one example, but I know you have several different locales to play in, right?
Yeah, we have 6 maps at the moment. We have this is what we call the prairie, but it's more island sort of setting. And then we have the western town, and we have the mine, and the mining town, sort of prospector town, and the army fortress.
All right, great. And I want to ask you about character progression. I mean, if I'm playing this game, I'm switching classes all the time. How am I progressing, and what do I get?
You have sort of a global character level. Doesn't matter if you change classes.
Okay.
But when you increase in level, your area buffs increase.
Okay.
As well.
All right. Well, Martin, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it, guys.
Thanks
Thanks for playing the game. The name of the game is Lead and Gold: Gangs of the Wild West. It will be out in 2010 for PC, Xbox 360, and PS3.
All right, coming up next, we have a Dante's Inferno preview from you.
Yes, I've been following Dante's Inferno since the beginning. I think I've written as much about Dante's Inferno as Dante did. But recently I was at EA this week to check out the demo for Dante's Inferno and see a little bit more of the game. So let's check out that video preview right now. In Greek mythology, a trip to the underworld would cost you a gold coin payable to the ferryman of the River Styx. Come February 9th, you'll be able to go to hell by taking a trip to your local game store and picking up Dante's Inferno, the upcoming action game from EA's Visceral Games, the same folks behind 2008's Dead Space. Taking its inspiration directly from the 14th century poem of the same name, Dante's Inferno follows the adventures of Dante Alighieri on a quest to rescue his beloved Beatrice from the hellish grip of Lucifer himself. Of course, while its story may find its roots in poetry, its gameplay owes more than a few nods to brutal action games like the God of War series, as Dante rips and tears his way through Hell's minions on his way to rescuing his lady friend. In the opening level alone, Dante kills Death himself in order to wield Death's formidable bone scythe. Take that, Kratos. From there, Dante's adventure is a descent through the 9 circles of hell, with each level of the game vividly illustrating the sins for which it is named. From the walls made up of writhing damned souls in the limbo level, to the unbaptized infants with swords for hands, to the naked bosoms of 100-story tall Cleopatra, there are numerous unforgettable images that make up the world of Dante's Inferno. Of course, all that evil needs to get its butt kicked, and Dante, fresh from the Crusades, is just the man to get the job done. First up, there's that scythe, a massive staff of skeletal bones and a nasty curved blade at the end, granting Dante all sorts of incredible maneuvers, from grabbing fiends and slamming them to the ground to juggling them in midair and slashing wildly. If you want to keep some distance between you and your foe, the Holy Cross will be your best friend. It's perfect for crowd control and for downing the annoying flying enemies that occasionally appear. Naturally, Dante is looking to teach Hell a lesson of respect, but he's not just a killing machine. Throughout the game, you can choose to either absolve or punish enemies or certain NPCs. These button-mashing minigames will earn you souls, which you can then use to buy weapon upgrades, new fighting moves, or more health or mana. Best of all, anything you earn during your first playthrough of Dante's will carry over if you choose to play the game a second time. Earlier this week, we got a sneak peek at the Dante's Inferno demo that will be available on PlayStation Network on Thursday, December 10th, and on Xbox Live on Christmas Eve. The demo featured the opening level of the game and serves both as a tutorial and an effective backdrop for the action that will follow in the rest of the game. You begin with Dante's time in the Crusades, through the fight against Death, and on to Dante losing Beatrice and finally ending with Dante's first steps into hell. It's an effective teaser for what to expect from this anticipated action game, and like so much of what the devil offers, it's absolutely free. Look for the full version of Dante's Inferno on Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and PSP on February 9th, 2010.
So Dante's Inferno, what do you think of the game?
It's pretty cool so far. I've played a lot of Dante so far and seen a lot of the game, but the demo that's coming out on PSN on Thursday is the opening of the game, the first level. You don't start in hell, actually, of course. There's some backstory that explains how Dante gets there, and it shows a little bit of his life in the Crusades, sort of the things he did during the Crusades are sort of hinted at, maybe sort of make you realize that maybe Dante is not that great a guy in the beginning of the game. And then Beatrice, his lady friend, is stolen away by Lucifer, and then of course, as any real man would do, you jump into hell to get your lady. But so yeah, there's a lot to do, and you kill death to get his that big scythe thing, which is kind of cool. But yeah, the demo seems like it'll be pretty cool. It's going to be here. Well, it'll be here today, PSN Thursday, December 10th, and it will be available on Xbox Live on December 24th.
Cool. Well, thank you for that update. Now it's trivia time. Are you a Monkey Island fan? We've got Monkey Island codes from Telltale.
Nice.
So the question we have for you is, what year was the original Monkey Island released? And if you have the answer, you can answer in the trivia module on the side of the page, or email us on onthespot@gamespot.com. All right, so that about wraps up another episode today on The Spot. Stay tuned, because we only have a couple more left, and a Now Playing coming up, which will have Splinter Cell.
Splinter Cell Conviction.
Pretty exciting.
Be awesome.
And Game of the Year.
Game of the Year starting on December 17th, I believe. We spent so much time discussing this year, but
it was fun.
It was a lot of fun. It's my favorite time of year. I love talking games with everybody. So.
Yeah, for hours on end.
Hours on end.
All right, so that's it for Thursday's show. I'm Sophia Tong. This is Brian Eckberg, and we'll see you guys on Saturday.
Tune in Friday, December 18th at 4 p.m. with a Now Playing of Splinter Cell Conviction.